Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the UKEL as presented by MSI. We just had a little bit of a snafu there with the communication issue between the two teams, but we are into the game, and it was Sejuani, not the Gragas, for the side of Viperio Esports. So we're going to have that for Buddha Mental on the jungle role, and it's just going to be the usual standard lines of scrimmage from both sides.
Yeah, so actually with the change up here with Sejuani, I will be looking even more to that top side play. Sejuani, Renekton, a great pairing there for some easy kills in the early game.
And the early game is going to be even more crucial with the first spawn of an Infernal Drake, so you're going to want to pick that up as soon as they can. Don't want to go for 50-50 smite. Don't want to give that over to the enemy team. That will help them out greatly in the late game, especially with the scaling that will come out from either side.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, both scaling mid laners there. We'll be looking to play towards the side lanes much more. Expect a lot of roams from the both of them to help out in that.
Both junglers just going to start off with a nice leash from their bottom sides, and a cheeky ward's going to spot out any rotations coming out from Fundamental if he wants to go for an invade or something, but as of right now, will not spot anything out.
Yeah, and you do see the Klepto on the Camille as well, so he will be looking to go in for those early trades. As you see, quite a strong one there, coming out early with the passive from Camille protecting him a lot.
Yeah, so just going to be nice normal trading across the map, and for some reason my directed camera was just focusing on Cobb. Maybe that's who we should be keeping our eyes on. But I have fixed the issue, and yeah, just going to be trading back and forth. And using his namesake, I will trade. I thought he meant in Champion Select he'd trade, but it's trading quite nicely in that top side.
Yeah, no, picking up a lot of early Klepto stacks. Not gotten any gold yet, unfortunately, but a nice little health pot there will be good.
It's going to help him out with the sustain in lane, but as of right now, he is down in CS and has a little bit of a way of building up for himself there, and deciding not to trade any further just now, just going to tick away on his health potions from the Corrupting Pot, and he has his jungler left stick towards that top side as well, so might be able to make a play here.
Yeah, Lovesick coming in there. You can see the on my way pings there. With the Corrupting Potion, he will be able to take the more extended trades out. And ooh,
yeah,
you see Lovesick coming in there. He has been spotted on a ward, so they will just back off here. Maybe he can get the stun off. Oh, he's got the stun off, max range.
Yeah, might be able to stick the fangs in. Kenruto in a lot of trouble. This should be First Blood. Uses the repel, but it is not needed. First Blood goes over to LionsCreed.
Lovely, and the takedown there just to make sure he doesn't die. But oh!
But a Mental gonna get one back here. Flame of the North comes out, gets the shield, but that won't be enough to get a trade kill back.
Yeah, I mean, that's still pretty good for I will trade there. Going to be TPing back soon onto that to be able to collect his wave. Is still 10 CS down, but he'll probably be picking that up under the tower anyway.
Hopefully for him, but First Blood was picked up by him anyway, so that does give him a nice little bump up in gold. And a nice little assist for Lovesick as well. An assist and a kill was traded back on the other side. However, as Sip the T-Hun takes the worst of wear for these trades in the middle lane, he has no mana to speak of, and Cobb is just using the zoning potential of the Cassiopeia as best as he can.
Yeah, and you are starting to see a very tiny CS lead build up in the bot lane due to that matchup. I will expect to see some sort of jungle pressure down there soon after that top lane, but with the Camille taking a lot of the gold in that, maybe there is more attention needed there as well.
That was just a cheeky stopping of the back by Cobb just to make sure he stays in the lane and maybe loses some CS as well. Goes in to control the Meek, and
that's a great trade.
Stun as well with Ruthless Predator, and they're going to pick up another kill towards the top side. Can he get one back? He can't, but a Mental picks up that kill.
Yeah, and we talked about how important this top lane matchup is going to be with the junglers, and the other side now picking up a lot of gold through that.
And it was actually so close for Kenruto to go down in that top side. He almost died just for that kill. Flash forward, misses the cocoon. And that was so sad to watch.
Yeah, and again, like we said, a very explosive early game from these two junglers, putting as much time into the lanes as they can there.
He tried to predict the flash, I think, there, or he thought he would just try and sidestep back, and he tried to predict something, but Sip the T-Hun could just flash out, flash for flash, and it's not too bad, but it's just sad for Lovesick. Could have gotten something there, but didn't manage to find
very
anything.
Unfortunate. I mean, BB Muffin will come in now. He will have picked up his tier, so that's exactly what he wants to be coming back in with. Unfortunate about the flash, but it should be okay, and they're going to take a little trade here, actually.
Yeah, Lovesick nearby, doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the repel available to go nearby as Cobb.
Oh! I thought he had him there with the phase rush. I thought it was game over. Another action
I really
bot.
thought so. Yeah, gonna get the passive down onto KZ there, but I Love You is nearby. Gonna get some trade damage down onto the Braum, but they're just gonna trade blows back and forth, and not gonna have any kill pressure just yet, but the mental towards that bottom side, making the rotation from BB Muffin as well.
The poor directed
in this
camera
lane.
having to see so much action.
We missed the Realm Warp towards that bot side as well, because we just really want to watch Kenruto and I Will Trade trading, and they couldn't find anything, went in with the Realm Warp, and still just couldn't find anything at all.
Ooh, that's a crucial trade in top laner with the empowered Renekton Q.
But they're just trading back and forth, not getting anything just yet. Dominus is now available for Kenruto, so he will be able to sustain himself in the lane, and I Will Trade doesn't have the Baby Cage to use just yet. We'll get it off of this wave, though.
You can see LionsCreed jungle, though, creeping up towards top lane. He will still be quite strong with the 6, but he is also low.
Might be able to spot each other out there. I think they were pinging some sort of vision there, so they will spot each other out. We'll be able to arrest control over this Rift Skull, pick that shrine up for themselves, establish a little bit of vision around this Baron, as in the next couple of minutes, that Rift Herald will be spawning, and that can be crucial in these early parts of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to see it be picked up from Dakin. He has got a lot of gold in that early 2-0. So he would be hoping to take a lot of the power there. I'm surprised we haven't seen as much bot pressure, but that top lane matchup and the mid lane actually unexpectedly has been quite explosive.
Yeah, very volatile lanes so far, and Cobb almost went down to BB Muffin earlier on in that middle lane. Just one auto attack, one hair's breadth away from going down, and didn't get the phase rush enough, or early enough I should say, to actually pick up that kill. But very explosive game so far, even if the kill graph doesn't really state it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just back and forth, top lane, top lane, top lane. And now we're going back in again.
It's just the most interesting place on the map, obviously, or at least that's what Riot thinks.
I mean, I'd like to see actually the gold lean on the Kenruto, because not Kenruto, sorry, I Will Trade, as he must have picked up quite a decent amount of Klepto stacks.
Now he's behind by just under 150 gold, and they're going to get the early pick onto this Infernal Drake. Might be able to steal it. When Culling comes out, will pick up on the side of LionsCreed. So that's an early pickup objective for them that will help them out in the mid to late game.
Yeah, definitely extremely crucial considering Cassiopeia, Xayah, and Camille actually being picked up there, and Elise actually as well.
And continue trading towards that top side. Kenruto just can't break through the shield that comes from the Precision Protocol from the Camille, and he doesn't have the Fury, even though on this patch he does have that shield breaker passive with the Fury stacks, so that can help him out in these trades if he does it correctly.
Yeah, no, I think that can give the Renekton the edge. We do see about nearly 1,000 gold lead building up for the blue side here for Viperio, as sort of expected for the early game power, but maybe not as much as we would have wanted to see.
Yeah, and you stated earlier that Viperio Esports need to get ahead early. They need to press their advantage because they have the early game Renekton, early game Lucian. The only scaling they really have to speak of is BB Muffin on this rise, and it's not that much of a lead. It's only about 1,000 gold.
Yeah, you would expect similar things coming out of the Elise, but overall I would say with the Renekton Lucian, you do want the early game to be going to Viperio here.
Not really going in their favor just yet. 1,000 gold isn't a lot in the early game. That can be traded back with a couple of kills, so
yeah.
You need to continue to press these advantages early. You have no advantage really in the bot side. You've a little bit of a disadvantage in the middle lane, and then top side it's pretty much even, just a little bit in favor of Kenruto.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a little bit of trading here. I don't think there's that much kill pressure. Just uses the fancy feet to get away, or the fancy snake leg. Well, leg. They don't really have a leg, but I Will Trade. Dominus gets popped in the top side. Baby Cage is available. Doesn't really want to lock him in with himself, so we'll manage to just get away. Doesn't burn the flash either, so that's a decent trade.
Yeah, no, pretty smart there, burning the Renekton ultimate and just managing to get out. Definitely quite smart on I Will Trade that part.
Looking for something in the mid lane though, and we'll get the prison, we'll get the kill. Nice roam from Munch, and that's a quick and easy pickup in the mid lane, but a mental almost going down there.
Yeah, definitely. And Dakin's
taking the
really
worst
impressed
for
me actually so far in this early game, being managed to be part of 100% of the kills, making some great roams around the map and being in the right place at the right time quite a lot.
Yeah, he's a fairly decent jungler, I think you could say. And that's one of the reasons why we rated Viperio so highly in our standings. And 68% of you guys at home reckon that Viperio should take this win over LionsCreed. So I have to wait and see if all of us actually have been right, since everyone so far has said that they think the Viperio will be taking the win.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it transitions into the mid game if they are able to pick up any more leads. We will see the Camille start to pick up more items now. She's at quite a comfortable point right now with the 2 items, Tiamat and Phage. We'll be able to stand up to the Renekton, but as Renekton does pick, he does have two Kindle Gems right now. When he does start to transition that into the Spear of Shojin and the Black Cleaver, he will start to have a bit more power in the matchup as well.
He definitely will, but you have to feel that the Camille will start to outscale him eventually.
Oh yeah, certainly.
So we'll have to keep our eye on that matchup as Camille's going to roam down towards this mid lane, maybe help to establish some vision or try and get a pick onto BB Muffin if he steps a toe out of line. Yeah, hook shot comes in. We'll manage to find the stun with the flash. Baby comes down, and they're just going to chain this CC. Lovesick is the recipient of that kill, and that's a great roam.
Yeah, no, certainly. A great ultimate from Camille as well to pin him straight down in there, make sure he can escape. Blows the flash from the mid laner as well, and that could very well be a return gank straight after the TP as well, which is really punishing.
But you can't punish the flashless Camille. Can come down. Dominus gets popped as well. That's a lot of damage coming through, but we'll get a lot of health back. In comes Fundamental as well. Not much is also there. Finds the Permafrost. Will be going down eventually. Depth Charge will connect. One more auto attack. Munch picks up that kill, and on the side, Kenrudo will crush the spider in his hands. Now they gotta pick up some tower plates.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge gold shift towards Viperio here.
Yeah, will not manage to get the tower just yet, but picks up one of the final tower plates. And as you say that, that's 2,500 extra gold now in the pocket of the Viperio team. So they're starting to grow this gold lead, but still we have that timer there.
Yeah, and they will start hitting the Herald right now.
Yeah, this will help them with the early game at least. And that timer that we were mentioning, Infernal Drake will also not help them out that much because it's not on your team. You're the ones that are going to be behind, but that's a lot of training in the bottom side. Culling comes out, heal as well. Featherstorm will just about survive. Out comes the Glacial Fissure. We'll just try and dodge away, and ooh, they traded back.
And they also steal the Herald.
Beautifully well done. Pick up a kill on the side of Viperio, but as you said, they stole the Herald. Munch in a lot of trouble here. I don't think they're going to go for the dive just yet. Just going to pick up some tower plates. Passive goes down onto a minion instead. Just going to try and push out this wave, make sure they can't just take all of the tower plates.
Yeah, it was a great attempt at a solo play from Aether there, but maybe should have waited for Munch to come back in before going straight into it. Blew the flash as well to try and get it. It was so close, but unfortunately, that's him dying.
It is indeed. Munch taking a lot of damage here. Gets the root as well with the Blade Collar, but not a lot of kill pressure just yet. Just the Essence Reaver in the pocket of KZ. And this is much more of an even game than, you know, the statistics on Twitter and all of our reckonings really tell the tale of.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely surprised. They are putting up a pretty decent fight. Lovesick's managed to be able to steady the early game from side of Viperio quite well. And again, like that, the Herald Steal is definitely going to be huge in that. They've missed the tower plating now, which is unfortunate, but it'll still be able to net them quite a decent objective on the map.
Yeah, they can pick up one of the towers, and it is in the hands of Lovesick as well, so actually might be able to get a catch here. Fundamental there, Arctic Assault in, finds the Dredge line as well. Lot of damage comes through. Munch is recipient of that kill, but out comes APK in the middle lane as BB Muffin's in a lot of trouble here. Out comes Miasma as well. Depth Charge will buy a little bit of time. Juzal, so much damage back. One more overload will find the kill. Flash away, but the Snake Lady should be going down here. A nice pair of Snake Boots going over to Fundamental.
Yeah, and that's great, and hopefully they may be able to take up the mid tower here as well with everyone moving in.
Has the passive as well for Munch, so we'll get the Demolition Charge onto the tower. Looking for more here, but Munch goes golden just to buy a little bit of time. They've bitten off more than they can chew. Goes golden now on the side of Fundamental.
That's a great couple of stopwatches.
Back, Kazed goes down. Rudo picks up that kill. great chain of stopwatches, as you said, and both survive.
Yeah, no, I can't believe that. I can't believe Aether was the one to die.
That is nuts, and Renekton just one versus the world here right now. Concussive blows stacking, he should be going down. Flash forward from the Braum will not be enough, but he goes so deep! He gets bopped!
I think both top laners fighting off a bit more than they can chew there.
He thought he could get it, but just gets blocked and cut down.
Yeah, and then there's the Herald coming out from earlier, managed to pick up the mid tower as well. Blue side didn't manage to take up the mid silo, so definitely an advantage for the red side there, although the gold lead is still heavily in Viperio's favor.
Yep, 3,500 gold now in favor of Viperio. 2 dragons over to LionsCreed though, so they have that in their back pocket as they begin to scale a little bit better. And they have Xayah as well for the scaling, as well as that Cassiopeia. Camille will also scale quite well, as we talked about earlier on, into the Renekton.
Yeah, and Renekton also about to pick up his Spear of Shojin. That's going to be a great power spike for him in the 1v1 matchup. And with I Will Trade being quite far behind at this point, 30 CS, you know, he's 1-5, he's not doing so hot. He hasn't got his Triforce yet. It's going to start to become a very difficult matchup for him to hold.
Yeah, definitely will. Power spikes being reached across the map. Blade of the Rune King now picked up by I Love You. Already talked about KZ with the Essence Reaver. Now, Lovesick towards the top side, looking forward to make a play. Kenrudo steps a little bit too far away from his tower. Might be able to find a pick there.
Great shadowing from Dak in there just to make sure that BB Muffin can pick up that bot tower very safely. And oh!
Ooh, Petrifying Gaze, Miasma comes out as well, just sinks in the Fangs. Dominus shouldn't be enough, and it won't be. Cobb picks up the kill onto Kenrudo.
Yeah, and that's great. They need to be able to pressure the other side of the map now that they're taking the bot towers.
Sejuani used her ultimate on the other side of the map as well, that we didn't get to see, but nice ping from I Will Trade will let us know that it did happen. And they should pick up this tower towards the top side, but BB Muffin pressuring heavily onto this tier 2.
Yeah, great. And the CS lead maybe not meaning so much now that I Will Trade will be able to pick up a few bits of gold here and there.
Depth Charge will connect onto the Xayah, but Featherstorm comes out as well. They have to buy a little bit of time with the Unbreakable as the culling comes out. Turret was taken in that top side by Cobb, and don't seem to get anything for their trouble in the middle lane.
Yeah, both teams will be just wanting to chill out a bit, reset now, regroup, maybe start to focus on some other objectives that will be coming up soon. Baron will be coming up in 2 minutes. A bit early to take with both teams right now, but we'll have to keep an eye on it.
We will indeed, and it's 2 towers to 3 now in favor of Viperio. 11 kills to 6 as we're getting towards that Baron spawn point, so the objective will be that Baron will want to be taken as soon as they can for either team, especially for the side of Viperio, which, as we keep saying, they want to try and win this early part of the game, and they're doing it quite successfully as of now.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that we're seeing at fault here is Aether, unfortunately not picking up any of the kills and only being able to remain even in CS with his lane partner. And you can see the repercussions of that early 1v2 that he tried to perform there, and it's unfortunately not worked out for him.
And that's the second time that they've put double control wards down in one place. Ooh, Blade Caller actually does quite a decent amount of damage and turns that trade back around, but they're just going to spend all their time wailing on these control wards, clearing out this vision. And Noxious Blast comes out.
Maybe Cobb's just trying to bait them in so he can get the ultimate off. That's it. That's the true play.
He's going to try 1 versus 5, and it's going to be another Infernal Drake that is on the cards here. They want to try and contest this one to make sure that they can try and pick up a second one, but it's already gone. It's down to 2,000 health, down to 1,000 health. It is down.
Yeah, brilliant. They really need to start muscling their way back into the game with those dragons, using the gold lead that they have to actually secure themselves a late game if it does get to that stage with the rise in the Infernals.
And you really want this for the side of Viperio. If you're a Viperio fan at home, you really want them to be picking up these objectives. The next Drake will be another Infernal Drake as well, so it will be the second Infernal Drake for either of the teams, whoever manages to pick that up.
Yeah, and you see some great bot side. You see some great bot side vision cover coming in for Kenruto there. He will be allowed to push up with that power spike he has right now. I would expect him to try and do something if he gets some vision of others on the other side of the map. He really needs to start pressing that advantage now against the Camille while he can.
You have to be so careful if you are I Will Trade. As flash forward from BB Muffin finds the pressure here, but they're just gonna find the kill as well. They just used 2 amounts of CC. They're just taken out.
Yeah, no, very easy pickup kill from there. Very well done by BB Muffin to pick up that up, and as well as Dakin throwing the ultimate in there. Great pickup.
Yeah, but they got Cocoon down onto Budamental now as out comes Miasma, and they actually don't continue this trade. They know that the AD carry is nearby. The Lucian reaching those power spikes just every now and then. Depth Charge comes out now, looking for the full engage, flashes away, get the knockup onto Regan as well. Just uses the ultimate now just to hold the health bars. Will find the kill.
Yeah, perfect, and hopefully they can move up that mid wave, maybe go to the mid tower. They can just go straight for the Baron as well, which looks like what they're looking to do.
Yeah, just want to set up around this objective. Dominus was already popped, so we'll be able to use that in any ensuing fight, but they're onto it already, and Nautilus is now the target, but they will peel from the Baron. Out comes the Baby Cage, but he will pick up the kill before he will succumb to the damage himself. That's 2 kills now from Viperio. Make that 3. Now they're just back onto this Baron. It is pretty much free.
And the damage that BB Muffin was able to put out in that team fight and now against the Dragon as well, he's been really performing well this game, and the amount of items he's able to pick himself up here is really important.
Nothing that KZ can do to try and contest this. And it's just an easy pickup now, 7,000 gold ahead. And it's going kind of the way that we expected Viperio to take the game. Because we wanted them to win early, or we expected them to win the game just from, you know, the rosters, just from what we know about the teams. And it's kind of going that way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, unexpected performance from the bot lane. We did point out KZ to be one of the shining lights on LionsCreed as someone that would be able to stand up above the rest, and he has managed to hold Aether quite well, but unfortunately it's just not gone as well on the other sides of the map in that respect.
And with the power spikes now being reached by some of the members of LionsCreed, it'll help them out a little bit, but when you're 7,000 gold behind, when you're behind by 2,000 gold in your top side alone, it's just going to be so difficult for you to try and come back into this game. And now you have your Trinity Force finish on your Camille, but it feels like it's almost too little too late because they have all the pressure from Viperio.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very difficult. You do see the item spikes being picked up on the side of LionsCreed, but it is a little bit too late now. It's going to be extremely difficult for them to come back into this. As you see them taking the mid tower without any resistance whatsoever.
Is there anything that they can do to try and come back into this game as we see another tower going down now?
Yeah, I mean, you can expect them to. Teams can still throw at this stage, you know. They could be a bit egregious. They could just go in, try a bit too hard to finish the game early. They just have to hold themselves a little bit. They do have some great anti-dive with the Braum and the Xayah as well, so there is a possibility of that. They are going to have to wait for a little bit longer for the Camille to really farm up and be able to hold the Renekton in the side lane. That's not really an option for them right now, but it is still looking very dire.
Yeah, it definitely is, and as you said, it's not an option for Camille just to farm up. She just can't come out of the base pretty much because they're just sieging so hard, and you can't win the 1v1 against the Renekton. He has 2 items, you have 1.5. Yes, you've reached one of your item power spikes, but it's just not enough right now.
Yeah, and it shows how scared LionsCreed actually are of Viperio here, in that they've taken all 3 tier 2 towers without any resistance at all. The top lane just going there, although they are going to start to honing in on BB Muffin now.
Might be able to get away with the Realm Warp though, we'll channel it.
Oh.
Doesn't find the stun, so he just gets out free.
I would slightly be worried for the Camille anyway, being of level 12, going up against BB Muffin with the amount of items he has. He's on a great spike right now. I mean, if I was feeling really Chad and I was BB Muffin, I'd definitely just go for the 1v2.
Well, he's got with Righteous Glory, so I think he's feeling pretty Chad as it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's extremely scary. I mean, you look to the Sejuani, you look to the Renekton, but that Rise is powerful at the moment. He's been a real good force for them in the recent team fights. He was really strong in them taking the Baron, and he's definitely the one to worry about at the moment for the side of LionsCreed.
Well, they're going to want to go for a 2 versus 1 here. Petrifying Gaze will be dodged away from, but the Cocoon will land, sinks the Fangs in. Sip the T-Hun does a lot of damage, goes golden just by a little bit of time. Cobb repel down now onto BB Muffin. They will find the kill, but their base is crumbling. Looking for the kills here now in the base. I will trade, can't even fight the Nautilus. And he will be giving his life just to try and defend the bases. Cobb puts down the puts down the Miasma. We'll use the cleanse just by a little bit of time. We'll sacrifice Munch now. They lose 3. in that base defense.
Yeah, and Viperio making a little bit of a mistake there. The Ryze getting caught out, and they do need to press themselves on the other side of the map, but maybe going a bit too far without their main damage source there, and it's really not paid off for them.
This might be giving up the Feral Drake as well as Fundamental down to almost half health, and he can go for a 50-50 smite steal if he wants to, and looks like he might try for it.
Yeah, and I mean, if they take up the Infernal here, that's probably the best thing that could have happened within the last couple of minutes or so, and they do.
And in comes the teleport from the flank as well. BB Muffin's on his own, though. That's a lot of damage going out to Cobb. Uses the heal. Cobb, he should be going down, and he will. Trade one back. BB Muffin will be taken out. Repel up now onto the blue buff. And they were looking for it to continue that fight, but they couldn't find anything. It would have been a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, maybe a bit of miscommunication there. I'm not sure why that TP call was made. It was a bit aggressive, the 1v4 there. I mean, the 1v2 didn't pay off. I don't see why the 1v4 would.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for him in that top side 2 versus 1. He doesn't have the 5 items or 6 items Ryze that we know and love and sometimes hate, especially if you're against it. Talk to me a little bit about this Righteous Glory. Why do you think he decided to pick that up?
It is quite a good staple pick on Ryze, especially when you're against. I mean, I don't think I would take it in this matchup. I'm not a Ryze expert, but it does just provide you the tankiness you need, and it does give you the acceleration that you have to be able to get onto those people. The phase rush is great, but the Righteous Glory is really good at getting onto other people as well, and it does provide a decent amount of armor and the tankiness that you need.
So tankiness, and it gives you the method of chasing down an opponent.
Yeah, definitely. And then so on someone like Cassiopeia, I understand it's sort of with the miasma coming down, you do need a little bit of speed to get out of that.
Yeah, definitely do. So it is a good pickup, and it's not making him tanky enough to just be able to one-shot everyone with his rotations, but it does make him a little bit harder to kill than he might have been, and he also has his Spectre's Cowl building towards Adaptive Helm.
Yeah, you would assume so in the Cassiopeia matchup. This last 5 minutes has gone really, really well for LionsCreed. They've not lost anything. They've managed to pick up a couple of Infernal Drakes. That's a great trade onto Ken Russo there, keeping him out of the fight there.
Beautiful, but he does have his teleport available, so he will be able to teleport back in and maybe go for a flank play. Maybe a bit better than BB Muffin did earlier on, but we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do. Instead, he'll just walk towards that bottom side to respond to I Will Trade's push.
Yeah, he does need to go back there, but they are starting up the Baron here for Viperio.
And they respond from LionsCreed. It's not burning down too fast.
Both top laners have TP available.
They do indeed, and might be able to go for a play here. Do they want to peel? Flash engage from the Braum, but that's not enough. Lovesick on the side just gets bursted down the culling. Has to repel up. No one goes down just yet, but that's a kill either side. Now one extra picked up. They're just decimating the lineup of LionsCreed. BB Muffin. Just about go down. I Will Trade with a sick outplay.
That is so crucial in taking down BB Muffin. And I mean, it happened towards the end of the fight after he put out the damage, but it's still good for him to be able to get out after that. And they will turn back onto the Baron again.
Can they pick this up, though? I Will Trade off to the side. Doesn't have a lot of health. Zed is also there.
No ultimates from either side available.
No health bars on the side of Viperio as well. 6,000 health, 6.5. Looking for the engage here. Goes golden just to buy a little bit of time. I Will Trade. That's Precision Protocol. Flash forward from KZ. Can he find the double here? Pulls back the feathers. He will find that double kill. Just gonna clear away some vision here now. And that was just overly pushing for something that they just couldn't go for.
Yeah, and they'll turn onto the Baron themselves now. I mean, they have Munch there to maybe try and stop them. They have BB Muffin coming in with the ultimate. I think this is going to get stopped as well, to be honest.
It could be stopped.
Oh no, it's going down way too fast. It's just gone.
3,000 health. Looking for the engage here. Smited early, but it still goes over to LionsCreed. Can they get any picks? They can't even get picks afterwards.
No, I mean, everything's gone downhill since BB Muffin getting picked off in that top lane and the aggression through the mid lane. I mean, they didn't even get the inhibitor in that trade-off, and they lost the Infernal. They've lost 2 team fights subsequently, lost Summoner spells. I don't know how this has happened, really.
Does this bring them back into the game enough? They have closed that gold gap quite a bit. It's now only 4,000 instead of 7,000 that was earlier on. Gives them a lot of pressure in the lanes, but is it enough to bring them back into the game fully and maybe get a win?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the longer the top lane goes on, the more that Camille will be able to match Renekton. I mean, right now, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's still going to be quite difficult for her. But the longer this goes on, the Camille will win that matchup out. You see the items on everyone else. You see that Zaya's got 3-item spike right now. He's also got stopwatch. He's going to be feeling quite safe now, especially with the Braum. The only thing I'm worried about is a lot of gold on the Elise, who will start to become just a cocoon bot. That's the one part of their comp that doesn't really scale very well. But the Cassiopeia picking up the items and matching Rise is going to be really strong.
And here's the engage, though. Petrifying Gaze comes down, out comes Culling as well, but the Unbreakable will stop it just for the time being. Out comes the Glacial Fissure. Buys a little bit of time, but I Love You will pick up the kill. I Will Trade should be going down here. One has to feel Baby Cage used for not. They just get 2 quick kills for the side of Viperio.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. The Camille's not strong enough yet with the items to be able to match up to the Renekton. He takes up an easy kill there, and I mean, the backline for Viperio just wasn't touched in that fight. They had so much protection. Maybe a bit aggressive coming out from LionsCreed there to try and just go for something they don't really need to. I think they should be happy to just sit back here, farm out a little bit more, allow their strong scaling picks to pick up the items, and then try for fights later.
Yeah, a little bit too overly aggressive on their part, perhaps, and Cloud Drake now going to be taken by Viperio Esports, and that's just going to help them with their rotations a little bit better. Still, I think 2 Baron buffs on the side of LionsCreed, so they can help push the waves a little bit better, but it's not as good as 5, and they kind of just wasted their Baron.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really come of it. They did try that mid lane fight, which didn't pay off, and then the side lane did end up falling. You will see... Oh, and there's a pause coming in here. The Lucian close to his 3 items now, hopefully. We will see Camille hopefully pick up her Ravenous Hydra soon-ish as well, so things are starting to look a bit better for the weaker players, but I mean, it's still looking quite even, actually, surprisingly. Oh, and the pause is on again.
Yeah, we'll just go quickly back into the game. It was only a couple of seconds pause as the top laner of Viperio was lagging a little bit. Sorry, the top laner of LionsCreed was just lagging a little bit. So just quickly back into the game. Now, what do LionsCreed have to do? What are their steps to try and close out this game?
I mean, LionsCreed, all they really have to do is chill out for as long as they can. They've only lost 1 inhib tower. They can defend that pretty easily, I think, with the comp and the strength they have on the team right now, with how much farm KZ has actually got. The Viperio are the ones that are looking to be desperate and try and make the plays here. I think LionsCreed just need to sit back, chill out a bit, let them make that play, and then try and reciprocate.
Because we've seen the last few team fights have gone the way of Viperio, so is just try and turtle as hard as you can, make sure you can pick up some waves, some kills if possible, but not go too aggressive for just to try and pick up a couple of kills.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you'll see both of them picking up the farm as well, but things will drift into slightly. Oh, you see Cobb sort of splitting up there, just trying to push the waves out. He has no TP. Oh no, he's heading back now. It's fine.
If we take a look at the gold as well, there's still about a 2,000 gold difference between the 2 top laners, 2,000 gold difference between the 2 mid laners, almost as well as Beam Weapon.
Strong
That's
trade.
a nice
there.
little trade underneath the tower, and I Will Trade has to go back to the fountain just to heal back up.
Yep, all you have to do here is push in the waves. That inhib tower, is open, but Cobb coming out in the back.
Yeah, and that's a nice Petrifying Gaze onto 3. Out comes the Glacial Prison, though, just to get a little bit of a stun. Left stick goes golden, divide a little bit of time. Repel comes up as well, but you're onto I Love You in the backside, sinks in the fangs. Does he have enough damage? It will not be enough damage. He'll go down himself as Damas was popped. He'll go into the GA there and just come back up and get a couple of kills for himself and sip the tea. In a lot of trouble, he will be going down. And that's it. All the stopwatches in this game just so crucial.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're extremely scrappy fights. People getting separated by the walls, people fighting on other sides of the bases. But this is what LionsCreed want. They want Viperio to be making these aggressive plays and then just sitting back, fighting the team fight, holding themselves, protecting KZ, allowing Cassiopeia to get off what she needs, and that's exactly what they need to be doing, and it's exactly what they've done.
And now Camille is pushing out that bot side wave. Now level 17, starting to reach even further power spikes, sitting on 1,500 gold, give or take, so might be able to finish that Ravenous Hydra when he gets back. So another nice item power spike for himself as the GA gets picked up by Ken Rudo.
And you'll see more items coming in for the Camille now, maybe starting to get a bit more power against that Renekton. He has only got one item slot left, and that GA down maybe has a bit more of a chance. I would still take it to the Renekton, so it's still difficult for LionsCreed to be winning in that split push.
But someone has to go answer that Renekton's push. Baron going to be spawning in the next 20 seconds or so, so that'll be another contestable objective that neither team wants the enemy team to be picking up. So expecting to see a fight around that big purple worm.
Yeah, coming up very, very soon. You do see that Viperio do have the vision control over there, but LionsCreed looking to move in now and start to remove that.
Might be able to find a pick, but the cocoon doesn't connect onto anyone. Still looking to group up from either side. And these ultimates will be absolutely crucial if you can land a nice depth charge, a nice glacial prison, a nice glacial fissure. You can turn the tide of a fight as Gust of Blows will start to stack with the Winter's Bite, but won't be able to find anything to speak of.
A little bit of a fat finger click there with the Gargoyle Stone Plate unfortunately going off. That's going to be quite crucial within the team fight to keep him alive. He hasn't actually died yet, surprisingly, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he expected a bit more of an engage, and that's the engage we were looking for as Cobb just gets bursted down. Except the D-Hun, he's in a lot of trouble on the backside and taking a lot of damage, but he picks up a double kill. Now the Baby Kid comes down, but we're focusing on the Nautilus, who will be going down himself. Gonna trade some kills back. That's 3 for 2 now in this fight so far as KZ has to try and get away from this Renekton now. Kenrudo looking for blood, and the Camille's just proxying the wave.
I was so worried when the Camille got into that backline then, straight onto the Lucian, but he managed to survive it. They did lose BB Muffin, but you really want Aether alive there to be hitting those inhibs, really.
And I Love You is onto those inhibs, as you said. KZ will just be stunned up. Dominus popped, as well as that Spirit of Sojin has to flash away just to keep himself alive. And the Feral Drake is being taken by
The Elder Drake, actually, it's being... It's down to 4k actually. No one's going to be able to stop him. He can take this by himself.
Yeah,
they don't even know what's happening.
They're paying that they want to go towards it though, so Kenrudo is going to.
He's actually taking it. Oh my! And they'll look to reciprocate and just drove straight onto the Baron, just try and take it as fast as possible while people are moving around. But that's going to be a 4v4 as both top laners will have to go back, and they do both have TP up.
They both have Smite available as well. Down to 2,000 health now. Puts in the control ward, but it will be taken so quickly. In comes the teleport from both sides now. Able to get a pick here as Kenrudo just dives through the team. He'll be going into the GA in a couple of seconds as Munch just gets bursted down. This should be a fight in favor of LionsCreed. Were we all wrong in our predictions?
I mean, the game's just stalled to a point now, and after that Elder pickup, you will just expect LionsCreed to run them, melt through them. They have the 3 Jakes, that's doubling up the Infernal passive they have as well. That's just so much damage.
Someone has to respond to the super minion push in the middle lane and in the bot side as well, but the rest of the team are going to be pushing in this top side, still defended by the side of Viperio Esports with the Baron and powered minion wave as well. So we're just gonna back away here, just reset a little bit and try and continue to scale.
Yeah, and we pointed towards KZ as someone who, you know, could really stand out amongst LionsCreed and be able to be there for his rookies, especially in a first game where if you've never played a competitive game before, it's going to be really nervous.
I Will Trade could be in trouble here. Glacial Prison comes out, catches him out. He'll just be left all on his own, and he should be going down here. Throws out the baby cage, but one more auto attack will do it. I Will Love You. I Love You will pick up that kill.
Yeah, no, just sloppy play. It really lowers the tempo of the game there. They would have liked to have used that Elder Drake maybe a little bit more to try and get something off, but they'll just have to defend for now against the inhibitors.
You have a lot of wave clear, a lot of wave push, at least from Cobb now on almost a full build Cassiopeia. I'm just going to pick up this blue buff for additional cooldowns and mana regen.
Yeah, no,
let's try it and defend.
At this point, I am going to be starting to favor LionsCreed with the scaling coming through. I mean, Camille now 4 items, Cassiopeia 4 items, Saya 4 items. It's going to be really difficult now for Viperio, actually. I think they do still have a slight gold lead, but... Oh.
Flashed in, missed with the cocoon, so just gonna push them off of the tower. Nice wave flare coming out now from LionsCreed. Just gonna try and rotate around, pick up a couple of these inhibs. Still only one inhib alive. They managed to pick up the inhib tower, but have to try and push for this top lane inhib, and super minion waves pushing in the bot and mid still yet to respawn on their middle and bot lane inhibs. As Fundamental gonna be the target, but will not be able to find anything.
That's a big amount put going on to Cobb there.
It's a nice culling, but not gonna find anything from it. BB Muffin just tearing through the health bar of Lovesick.
Oh, great!
The Glacial Prison, it is beautiful. It's onto the back line. Out comes the Hextech Ultimatum, but it does nothing helpful. They trade 3 for 1 so far, and
they missed!
To buy a little bit of time. He should be going down here. Will they be getting the ace? You have to expect that they will. I will trade fast to go down. Ken Rudo picks up the triple kill. They're onto the Nexus Towers. They're gonna pick up their first win of the UKEL.
Yeah, and with no objectives left remaining, I mean, we were worrying about it for a little bit. The game probably should have ended a lot sooner, but they do manage to take it out.
And it was not as clean